is the role of the superintendent and the Board of Education in curriculum development and/or innovation?
I think that, one, if we have a clear understanding all children can learn, then we're going to ensure that our finances are geared towards student achievement. Meaning, where are we spending our money? Does that help the students learn? And if not, why not? And all that's, again, going to be matched up with our mission and our vision. If it doesn't match up with our vision, then again we have to sit back and go, why are we spending money there? Why are we buying that curriculum? So again, the development of the curriculum really starts again at the root level of in the classroom. But I can't have 105 different curriculums. So when we say this is what we see from our data for first graders in reading, then that's what we're going to address. And we're all going to have that same thing. I can't have 27 different first grade reading programs because someone's maybe a little more comfortable with this one and that one. It's going to be a program that it doesn't matter what first grade classroom they go to in our district. We're going to have a curriculum calendar, and we're going to have a curriculum guideline of what's being taught for state standards and what's the curriculum we're using to meet that state standard need.
I have a follow-up. You said several times that all children can learn.
Yes.
Classroom teachers have a huge responsibility to make sure every child's learning, but every child doesn't come to school as prepared as the next child, and they have individual needs. We have mainstream students of special needs. So how do we ensure that every child is learning?
Well, one, it's not an easy task. Again, we're asking teachers. Teachers are doing more educating today than they ever have in 100 years. And we have kids that have more problems than they've had in more than 100 years. That can't be an excuse. We have to ensure that we're assessing students on a daily basis. So we have a lesson plan for the week, okay? And it's Monday. And we teach our lesson. And before that lesson's over, we're going to do some sort of assessment. Did our students understand what the point or we're trying to get across today? So we can't wait to Friday. We can't wait to the quiz. We can't wait to the end of the unit test. We need to know on a daily basis, did our children understand the lesson and the meaning of the lesson? And so we're going to do numerous things. One, we're going to put up a board. What's our goal for today? And that's going to be somewhere of the state standard. What's the state standard we're working on? What's our method of trying to get that standard across? And what do we do to assess that lesson today to find out that they've learned? And if they haven't, then what do we need to do? So the question is, because that's the big question. And the big question is how do you allow all these kids to master? And it takes time. Some kids get it sooner than others. Those kids get it sooner, then you're going to develop tutorials that help them expand that. The kids who don't understand it, you're going to have tutorials that allow them to get a better understanding. But as a teacher, you don't know that until you understand what they understand and what they don't understand. And you have to do that on a daily basis. And if you don't do that on a daily basis, then the student keeps on falling farther and farther behind as we have to do the next lesson, the next lesson, the next lesson. So we can't wait until we have the quiz or the test and find out that we have 35% of our students not mastering it. that's too long, too late. So we have to know early. We need to know now whether they understand the lesson I've taught. And that's where it comes into differentiated instruction. That's when it comes into what's the skill set we have as educators to ensure that 85% of my kids are engaged, 85% of my kids are mastering the understanding, and 85% of my kids are moving forward. And that's not an easy task. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be 3 to 5 years before these programs are entrenched with everyone. And it's not just the teacher that needs this, it's the students as well. Because we have to have this relationship with students that we had with some students, but not all. We need it with all. We have to have kids comfortable enough when you sit down as a teacher and a student one-on-one, and we talk about where they are academically. And they have to be able to say, and it's not easy. This is a learned trait on student part 2. I don't understand this. Or I understand this, but I don't understand that. And then with that, we can build our program even stronger. But this change that's required from us, not just because I'm saying it, they just changed legislation that really fits into the programs that we're developing, need to develop, is that the kids have to have a clear understanding of where they are. And districts I've been before, I think I said this last time, is that even at a kindergarten level, we have where mastery is, and we've had boards with the moon at the top where mastery is, and then we have a rocket ship for the kids wherever the kids be. Where are they in that progression of understanding and that mastery? And
I don't mean to cut you off, but that's way more detail than I need.
okay.
That would probably be detail that you would have with the school improvement and individual teachers and classrooms. So I just, I think you answered the question.
Okay. Sure.
Number 15. How would you go about establishing good public relations with the district?
Well, I think the first thing you need to do is be transparent. The second thing, you need to have constant communication. I think you need to, I need to make sure that the things that come out of my office, in my mouth, are positive things happening in our service. I think that public relations is huge, from our local papers to our local news to our owners of the vast businesses that we have in our district. They have to know that what we're doing is helping our community. As a community, or even as in your business. You know, when I go around, I'll talk to owners of companies, and they have a workforce. I'm going to ask them, what do you need from us to ensure that you have a workforce that that makes your business grow? You know, businesses, that's what they want. Hey, Mr. Dunsmore, I don't have kids who can make change correctly. Well, that's a problem. I've heard that before. That's why I'm able to say that. Well, that's a problem for us. And I got to be able to address those concerns. With the manufacturing plant, Mr. Dunsmore, I have kids that don't have very good work ethic. Okay? I got to address that. Now, a lot of these things, older folks, myself, take for granted because we grew up differently. My work ethic didn't come from my school. My work ethic came from my family. That's not necessarily the case any longer. Wish it would be. Not always the case. So again, as your public educational system, do we say, well, that's not my job, that's not our job, that's the parents' job, and we're not doing a very good job at whatever case? No, we can't do that any longer because we know that's all tied into it. When a kid has an option of taking an exam or not taking an exam, they have an option of performing the best they can on an exam or not. Again, when I grew up, I wanted to do it because I know that when I get home with a D or an E or something like that, So I knew I had to do well. Maybe a kid doesn't have that option. Maybe when they go home, that's not a concern. So as an educational institution, I still need that child to do the best work they possibly can at that exam, that state standard, meet test, or whatever the case may be. So how do I do that as a teacher? That's part of that relationship building. Hey, Billy, I know that you don't care about this state exam. I can see that your scores in the classroom are getting better. You're really starting to work hard, but you've been told that the meet test doesn't matter. Well, it matters to me as your teacher. So what can I do to help you to do the best you can on the test for me? So we have to be more creative, because we can't count on the family being there. We can't count on